Reeva Steenkamp say they were advised by their legal team to accept payment of 6,000 rand per month from Oscar Pistorius as they were suffering financially. In a statement released this morning, the Steenkamps say they intend to pay the money back. This as the third day of pre-sentencing arguments continues in the North Gauteng High Court.
The surprise revelation was made on Tuesday. The Steenkamps were receiving secret payments from Oscar Pistorius. 6,000 rand a month from March last year to September this year, but rejected a lump sum of 375,000 rand. Under financial constraints at the time, they agreed to the payment for their living expenses, but expressed concerns that the details were made public in court yesterday. Pistorius' lawyers had earlier asked that the payments remain confidential. The Steenkamps say they will now pay back all the money. Pistorius says he does not want it back.
The money were paid over unconditionally, and it's still the instruction that he doesn't want it back. It's for the parents to decide, but there was no condition attached to it.
In court, probation officer Annette Vergeer was again lambasted for her report that South Africa's prison system is in disarray.
I'm just worried that we come to court as probation officers in private business and complain about the conditions in prisons but don't know this. That's what's bothering me. Why don't you know this?
My lady, I'm not supposed to know the acts of each and every department. It is not within my framework or that I am supposed to know.
But certainly, madam, you shouldn't know anything about water affairs, I agree. But you should know everything about prisons because you commenting and giving opinions on prisons. I find that so irresponsible, madam, that you would come to court, venture an opinion on the Department of Correctional Services, but don't know anything about the department. And you employed by another state department.
The state is expected to present its arguments in aggravation of sentence later today.
Well, for more from the North Gauteng High Court, Griselda Lewis is standing by. Griselda, let's just pick up with what we saw there. Gerinel persistently picking apart Annette Vergeer's report, showing that some of her facts are based on research that is up to 9 years old.
Well, that's right, Natasha. We knew that State Prosecutor Gerinel was going to go in for a grilling of Annette Vergeer today, following that meeting, of course, that Gerinel had with the Justice and Correctional Services Department. You would know that this morning the department had sent in a team to consult with Gerinel following the assertions that were made by Vergeer that South Africa's prisons are inadequate to house in prison people with disabilities, including Oscar Pistorius. So certainly he was well equipped after that, and accused Vergeer of bias, and stating that she had basically based all the report, the probation report that she read out in court yesterday, on facts that were not there, simply saying that she was very biased as well to Oscar Pistorius. You'll also know that the defense had brought her in basically to come and paint a picture of Oscar Pistorius was not supposed to spend any jail time. She also recommended that Oscar Pistorius, of course, serve community service for several hours per month, and that she recommended, of course, that he serve part of that community service by perhaps dealing with the children with disabilities at school. So it was really expected that Gerinel would go for the jugular there, and certainly seemed to have succeeded, according to some of the experts that we have spoken to, in trying to discredit the evidence. You heard him say there as well that she did not know what she was talking about, because, as you rightly point out, some of the statements that she gave in that report date back as far as to 2008, and she actually conceded that she does not understand the regulations as well, and but was forced to concede also that she does not understand the Act and basically how the prison system works in South Africa.
All right, Griselda, and just some clarity on the witnesses to be called, the proceedings to be followed.
Well, Natasha, much speculation at this point, but we're still expecting Patricia Taylor, who is the mother of Oscar Pistorius' ex-girlfriend, Samantha Taylor. She might possibly be called. Jared Mortimer might be somebody who might be called. And the latest speculation is that perhaps two people might be called who know much about the incident at the Sandton nightclub. You would know that Oscar Pistorius was involved in a brawl at a Sandton nightclub, and since then the family had issued a statement apologizing, saying that he should not have been in that environment. So much speculation at this stage about where the state might go and who their first witness will be.
All right, Griselda, thank you very much. We'll leave it there. Griselda Lewis, live from the North Gauteng High Court. Well, staying with the courts, two witnesses have refused to answer questions under cross-examination in the trial of Czech fugitive